Smackdown. Welcome. Well, I should say the go-home show to Smackdown before this Saturday. And, Australia, a lot of things going down. I will say at least a little bit slightly more better than Monday Night Raw. Because Monday Night Raw, what is this, 2 weeks in a row now? The second time in a row now, they have suffered their lowest ratings. So, the ratings keep going lower and lower and lower for Monday Night Raw. It's hilarious. Honestly, there's been a lot of wrestling news around here today, and I could get into things from, I'm sorry, I better not say, Neville. I mean, Pac going back to Dragon Gate Wrestling, if you haven't known that, or LIJ supposedly gaining a new member, or, many things, or reviews I have. Cody damn near be on the top of the damn world, but as into going to Portland, Oregon, and this Sunday being the, I keep saying Sunday. Saturday being the Super Show, even though I still think it's a glorified house show. Paige pretty much was out there to talk about Samoa Joe showing up at AJ Styles' house last week, and that the police were called and charges were filed for trespassing, and that Joe should be fired, which the crowd booed at. But this is, decision that it was reached out to Styles that his family was okay, so he's going to drop the charges and not fire Joe, which I didn't really think it was going to go down, because I think Paige said something about this was one of the most, disgusting acts she has ever seen, or it was something like that she had said on it, even though, like, I was looking on Twitter, they said, Undertaker's crucified people live on TV, and you showed up to someone's house that worse, which the people did kind of boo once they found out, they thought that Joe was fired, but he wasn't. I was kind of looking at that note somebody had said on Twitter, say the most dastardly crime in WWE history. We didn't do nothing illegal, but I've seen worse that's happened on this show with different people that's kind of gone bad. But Paige pretty much then went to AJ Styles, who was at his home, which said he was not here on SmackDown, which the people booed because I guess they wanted to see AJ Styles. I guess they were trying to gain sympathy from here, saying that I'm not leaving my house until I know that Samoa Joe is on his way to Australia in a plane. Because he said he has 4 kids and he needs to watch them. And that Joe is like some boogeyman now. And that this Saturday that Joe is gonna, he isn't coming back from the land from down under. Because he's going to pretty much gonna bury Samoa Joe alive. He's going to pour dirt on a casket. He will not make it out of here alive. So, I guess AJ now implying that he will bury Joe alive. He's going to threaten to bury him alive. I still think this feud is kind of mid-card in a way, because I feel like it's been more about trying to mess with AJ and his family more than the WWE Championship itself. I know this match will not be near the main event. Most likely it'll be in the middle of the show as usual. But do I really see AJ Styles losing the championship, though, this Saturday? I do think it's Samoa Joe's time, but knowing this company, I don't think they'll throw the trigger. But I think I'm going to do a preview video on that for this Sunday. I keep saying Sunday. Saturday. I keep thinking it's a pay-per-view because it's on Sunday, but this is just it is Saturday pay-per-view, but it's a house show, so it's going to be on Saturday. I got to keep remembering that. And they're going to go from Paige trying to fire him and not fire him, but I'm hoping this match is great as it's supposed to be. I just think it's still going to be in the middle of the show, and this feud is still kind of mid-card in a way. R-Truth and Carmella, or the Fabulous Truth, went against Almas and Vega. One thing I will say, Truth is getting more over with this Truth TV thing. Listen, like I said before, I like Truth in the ring more than they make him to be a bumbling idiot. Do I think he's funny sometimes? Yes. But I like him more in the ring because the guy can go, okay? And, like I said, it was a lot of Truth TV chants. Was it Let's Go Truth? Or it was some chant they did out there. But, like I said, I heard a lot of Truth TV chants. I feel like Almas and Vega keep getting in these mixed, challenges all the time. But pretty much the crowd was over with both Truth and Carmella. The crowd was really over in this thing. I will say that. Once again, Almas and Vega take some L's, though. Carmella pretty much went with the code of silence. Which I don't know what they're doing with Almas half the time. I really don't. Because didn't he lose to AJ Styles clean last week? No, it wasn't. Was it? No, 2 weeks ago, I believe Almas lost clean. I really question what they do with him half the time. I really do, okay? It's just getting more stranger and stranger when you look at it. So, I don't know how they're booking this guy. I really don't. But him and Almas tend to take, her and Almas pretty much take a lot of L's because they don't know what to do. It's like they do singles matches with him, and he puts on these really great matches with people like, Brian and AJ, but the guy just keeps losing for some reason. So, I'm actually surprised that there was even a clean win with Carmella and Truth getting the win here, but I will say they are getting over it. This team's getting more over than what it looks like. So give them a chance. Ty Dillinger pretty much went to pay saying he wanted a match with Randy Orton, and she pretty much said, "You do know Jeff Hardy has disappeared, okay?" So since Hell in a Cell, but Dillinger said he wasn't changing his mind and he wanted Orton tonight. The New Day was out there with Mr. Bootyworth to talk about cooking pancakes with the ingredients and stuff. New Day Cooks, pretty much it was sponsored by Ico Pro. Ico Pro, old school Monday Night Raw reference. But as they talked about their match this Sunday and talked about the recipe, the bar came out, pretty much calling the New Day a bunch of children. And, this is their pilot show. It's going to go to Guy Fieri, get a cooking show and everything. But Cesaro said he's Swiss, so he knew about cooking. Sheamus pretty much then flipped the table in, and they started fighting each other. The New Day got the upper hand. We're going to go for the Midnight Hour, but Sheamus threw some, I think it was flour into Kofi Kingston's eyes. They pretty much did a double backbreaker on Woods and hit the, what was it they hit on Biggie? It was some double team move they did on him to pretty much take out off the New Day. They didn't look to Mr. Bootyworth as Mr. Bootyworth. That's still funny. But they took his hat, they put pancake batter in it, they poured it on his head and poured some more, and then they ordered him to leave then. So, yes, a cooking segment in this show. But we still have a tag match, but I look at a lot of his booking tonight, which will tell me that New Day is probably going to retain. Ty Dillinger was about to go against Randy Orton, which pretty much Dillinger attacked Orton on his way to the ring. The match never really officially started. They pretty much brawled with each other, but Orton got the upper hand on Dillinger then, pretty much doing the DDT off the barricade. And then he tried to do something more heinous. So we're trying to see more of a sadistic Orton. That's what we're trying to see here as much as they can. But he pretty much hit the turnbuckle, right? And he looked at the turnbuckle, like in between it, and he took his finger and put his finger in there, and in the turnbuckle part of it, and looked like he tried to bend back on it, trying to make it look as sick as possible. It's that as more. Do I think it's brutal? Yeah. Do I think it's brutal as the one stuff we did with Jeff Hardy and the earlobe thing? Maybe that as much, because when I think about him trying to mess with his fingers, all I could think about is about Marty Scurll snapping people's fingers. So I'm sure a lot of people say, I wonder where Orton learned that move. Villain! Marty Scurll, I know it's not snapping the fingers at the same time, but just the sight of him just bending it and, trying to just crack his finger. Could have broken it in half if he wanted to. Just dislocated it, but not really going to go on from here. But, people really cheered Orton when he did do that, though. So at least we got a feud with Paige. And I still feel bad for Nakamura, because it's almost like Paige earlier tonight said, you still got to deal with Nakamura. So I'll deal with Nakamura later. I want to deal with Orton. And I don't know this whole card for the Super Show, but I don't even think Nakamura has a fucking match this Saturday. But he is the United States Champion. I'm going to look at the card. But, please inform anybody. Please inform me. Does Shinsuke Nakamura have a match this Saturday? Because this guy has become an afterthought ever since he's had that damn U.S. title. They've done nothing with him. Nothing. And it's like he's there, but he just has matches in, someone else's feud they're more focused on. And Nakamura is just he's just there. So we don't even really see him. Shelton Benjamin was in the back since this guy's barely ever on TV. I forget he's here at the time to have a match. Miz pretty much said, you're welcome, as says, I got your match since you complained on Twitter. So now you're going to get your golden opportunity against the GOAT boy. And, you know, Benjamin said he's going to take out Bryan tonight. He's going to be casualty number one because he says, I've been on the sidelines, but now pretty much it is his time. Milwaukee! Milwaukee! Milwaukee. Aiden English. Well, Rusev and Lana came out first. Pretty much it was a Rusev Day chant, and, you know, talked about English ruining their entire friendship now. And they want to see this bogus evidence now, as he was going to say he was going to tear English apart. Aiden English came out, and he talked about what happened in Milwaukee, which I kind of felt like this was coming. I would think it was going to be something different and maybe out of the ordinary, but I already imagined what this was going to be. Pretty much English was talking about Milwaukee trying to get out of there. He pretty much had no shirt on. There was a knock at the door. Lana came in the room. She had something to say to him. And pretty much Lana said, I want you. The video stopped. And he wishes he could show the rest of it, but because of contractual obligations, he has a big offer from TMZ. And, you know, cheat on him, which that crowd didn't react to that line that much. Then Rusev pretty much chased after him, and the fans booed in after that. So I just kind of thought, when I'm thinking about this whole thing, I bet what's going to be in the video. I just kept thinking it. She's going to come to the door. And yes, they paused and they didn't show all of the video. But I'm just sitting there like, yeah, she cheated on him. You fucked her. You know you fucked her. That's what I'm thinking. You hit that. You fucked her. So she cheated. That's what we're all going to assume. But all the video was not played. And pretty much even in the back, Lana tried to explain herself. But Rusev said, we're not doing this here. We're not going to do it. So we don't know about the entire video. We don't. But we're just going off to what we see right now. Daniel Bryan winning against Shelton Benjamin. Pretty much wasn't a bad match. I believe they said it was kind of a homecoming for Daniel Bryan since he lives like 2 hours away from his, hometown and everything. He was pretty much in his hometown, well, near his hometown, I guess. The match wasn't bad with Shelton. Pretty much Miz tried to get off, interfere, get on the apron. Benjamin hit the pay dirt, which, my God, when was the last time you really seen Shelton Benjamin win? Please, someone tell me. I'd like to know. I really would like to know, because I have not remembered the last time this man has won a match. But pretty much Miz started beating up Bryan after, and hit the Skull Crusher finale, which pretty much tells me who's going to win this Saturday now in this whole match for the WWE Championship. So, I'm glad Benjamin at least got a win for once. I hope this goes somewhere with him, because I swear I wish they give him his theme song back. I really do. It's just not good. And honestly, they haven't nothing to do with Chad Gable. That's literally the last thing I could think of. I believe they've done with the guy. Like, literally. That's kind of really the last thing you could think to what they've done with him. But going off from that, damn Nats. But, going off from that with Shelton Benjamin, they played an ad for Smackdown 1000. By the way, we are on episode 998. Smackdown 1000 is in 2 weeks. Got a lot of people coming from Evolution. I'm glad to see Batista at least back on there. Undertaker, John. Old, The Rock. If I'm right, I have to look at that whole list, but I hope it's going to be a really big episode for Smackdown 1000, and hopefully we see a lot of surprises on there. A lot of surprises, I'm assuming. I'm sure I had fun watching that show. But, moving on from that, what was next? I'm trying to remember after Shelton Benjamin. Naomi was in the ring to talk about the scam known as Susan G. Komen. We all know it's a fucking scam. I'm not going to get into it. I feel like I say this every year at the time in October when this comes up. You don't believe me? Ask CM Punk or go look it up online. It's been really known. It's a scam, okay? I get it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's very important, but the Susan G. Komen thing, it's a fucking scam. Look it up. Look it up. I'll give you that. Look it up. But going on from that, what else did we have here? Other than Naomi talking about that, Asuka came out then to go against Peyton Royce. And everything, which is kind of funny now. Yeah, Asuka went against Peyton Royce. This wasn't really much to say from here, to be honest. Other than the Icon trying to dance. I know there's a tag team match this Saturday, but Asuka won. Naomi held Asuka lock. Do I think they're gonna lose this Saturday to the Iconics? Maybe just because it's in their hometown, but I don't really care about this match. It's just some tag team match. That's pretty much what it is on a house show. That's really what you could say. Becky, who continues to get cheered and who is a heel, but you know what's funny is she's a heel, but she doesn't even heel up the fans. The people cheer her and they chanted Becky, and she says, you know, it's all tied at SummerSlam now. Now I am at the top of the division. I have ran through everybody. I am the most relevant thing in WWE, and the people cheered and went nuts for it. I strike first before they could strike, so I'm going to be the first one to strike. Pretty much showed a video package about her dominating Charlotte through multiple weeks now since fucking SummerSlam, and Becky said I could watch that all day, and people chanted her name real loud, but she's supposed to be a heel, but they cheer as a face every week. But she talked about, I'm not getting the respect I deserve. I want my name on billboards and magazine and action figures and covers of everything. Where's my time, huh? When's it gonna be? Charlotte's getting it all, but where is my time? As she's putting it on, but she says, you know what? You gotta do it yourself if you want to. Where she showed a new Super Showdown poster with her standing on top of Charlotte, pretty much from last week when she attacked her. Because she said, this is the match. This is about me defending my title for the first time. Nobody's a care about The Undertaker and Triple H for the last time. This is about me defending my title. Which the people just cheer because she's fucking right of everything she's saying. And they cheer her. Charlotte comes out, immediately gets boos. People chant Becky. They brawl for a minute. Charlotte hit a figure eight pretty much from the apron and did a, pretty much a T-bone suplex on that whole cover thing. Charlotte was able to get the upper hand and do a woo, even though the people booed at her. Even though Becky's supposed to heel, they cheer as a face. Charlotte's the face, but they cheer as a heel. But this company is going to continue to do it like this, just like Roman, in a way. Because he is still a face, but he gets booed like a heel most of the time. And it's almost like the Charlotte. I know people say a lot about saying Charlotte reigns online, but that's what I can see. Do I think Charlotte's really going to win this Sunday? I know. I don't really think she is. I think Becky's going to retain. And then I think Charlotte will win at the Evolution pay-per-view. That's what I can really see coming. Because at the end of the day, this whole Australian thing is a glorified house show. I will do a preview prediction thing, maybe talking about this entire thing. I know it's like 10 matches and stuff, but at the same time, it's just really, it's maybe at least 2 or 3 matches that really matter on this show, to be honest, that actually have a lot of build-up that people will actually give a fuck about. Everything else is just like stuff you've seen already and on a damn house show, or just on a regular episode of Smackdown or Raw. But we will try to go in the live reactions this week about it. But Smackdown was a little bit better from tonight's show, especially in Portland. I could say it's better than what the fuck happened on Monday Night Raw last night, other than the entire ending with the Brothers of Destruction and DX and Kevin Owens and Elias. And you wonder why Raw continues to go lower and lower in the fucking ratings right now and stuff. But tonight's show, like I said, it had a little bit of moments. Like I said, just go home show until Sunday. You didn't really, I had like, 3 matches really? And that just kind of stretched through time, because what are the matches? Because you really remember the mixed tag match, and then Bryan and Benjamin, and Asuka and Peyton Royce. So That's what you can really go from that. It's crazy how people going and Brian on the internet, but I've already know why. I think I already explained that yesterday in the Raw review. You can look that old Bella thing. I'm not getting into that anymore. You can just look that up. But like I said, the show is this Saturday. It's like at 5 in the morning or 6 a.m. my time. I'm not going to wake up this early to watch that show. Maybe whenever I wake up on Saturday, I will watch the show. But I'm not going to get up that early. But I am done with this review of SmackDown. I am out of here. Comment, subscribe. Make sure you check out my Raw review. Make sure you check out my New Japan Pro Wrestling Fighting Spirit Unleashed review. There's a lot going on in New Japan right now. You need to look right now. New member coming up next Monday. I'm telling you. Big announcement. All of that. So once again, it's me, the HWLD, coming with the news and reviews. You know I am. You know what I do. You know how it goes down. If we are done with this review of SmackDown, I must got a lot of energy tonight because I drank one of their pumpkin spice lattes, I say. And that shit tastes good. That was the first time I probably ever tasted it. Maybe that's why I'm really hyped right now. Maybe that's why I'm getting all the energy from and stuff. But I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Woo! Tranquilo. Out of here.